This is high-speed chess. That's what you're watching.
What is going on, my guys? We're back with another tier list, and we're going to be doing UFC. How good would UFC fighters be within the realm of boxing? This isn't whatever they did in the UFC career. I get it, the great fighters and whatever, but we're focusing on boxing their hands. How good would their hands translate to the ring? Some of these fighters I will not know. Let's go ahead and make that I don't know category, because I do not keep up with this sport. I actually hate UFC. UFC is absolute trash of a company. MMA is just overall in general I do not enjoy. Khamzat Chimaev though, I've watched for a while. I watched him versus Gilbert Burns. I watched him versus Kamaru Usman, which he arguably had a draw with or lost to. I just watched him against what's my boy's name, DDP, and this guy's trash. This guy can't box. He just can't. Same with a Sergey Spivak. Like, we just got to get this out the way. Sergey Spivak, Khamzat Chimaev cannot box. Izzy will be a good amateur. He'll be a good amateur boxer. Journeyman, I wouldn't give him that. It's just his style of boxing inside MMA, and it's really hard to see how Izzy would translate into boxing or any of these guys, because MMA boxing is so much different. This is all just a pretty solid estimate. Who's the Sarukian? Don't watch much of him. We'll come back to him. Jose Aldo would be a solid amateur. That's my boy Arnold Allen. He'll be a solid amateur as well. I like Arnold Allen. Don't know who that is. Don't know him. Jolton Almeida, trash. He just would not be good. Magomed Ankalaev, I think he would translate a bit, and then he'll be unemployed. Like, these guys just would not get a contract. They just would never be in a boxing ring, period. This guy, I'm not gonna say he would get a contract. He'd be an amateur, and he maybe get some early pro fights, maybe, and inevitably he'll be unemployed. I haven't watched enough of this. What is it, Kai Asakara? Aspinall is probably a pretty good amateur. I think he'll be a pretty good amateur, actually. You know what? Aspinall has a lot of speed, a lot of power. He's very athletic, and he's a heavyweight. Tom Aspinall will be a journeyman, actually. He'll be a top 30 type of guy who just finished his career like 20-7. Jan Blachowicz, just unemployed. Curtis Blades, just trash. Don't know most of these guys, man. I know Sarukian. I gotta go back to him. Joaquin Buckley, trash. We'll put him in unemployed. Gilbert Burns, trash. Guy can't protect his chin. Guy cannot protect his chin. He got outboxed by Kamaru Usman. Terrible boxer. Cannonier, trash. Cejudo, trash. Michael Chandler, pretty trash. I don't know this guy. Like, the UFC, Paulo Costa, okay. Another trash. But the UFC just be signing guys. Kobe Covington's trash. Darius trash. God, man. Oh, man. JDM. I don't know this guy. Don't know him. JDM, though, from what I've seen, he's a pretty bad boxer. But I think JDM he'd be at what? They have to move to 75 or more than likely cruiserweight. I think JDM would make a really good amateur. Maybe I'll push him in the journeyman. Maybe he'll be a top 30 type of cruiserweight. But right now, I think he'll be a really good amateur boxer. Duplessis, trash. Is that Bilal Muhammad? I don't know who that is. Marab is pretty trash. Leon Edwards. He'll get him a shot. He'll be in, those local regional promotional type of deals until he never gets another shot at being a boxer again. Actually, it'll be towards the front a bit. I like Leon. Don't know. Josh Emmett, with his power at 155, he's at 45. He'll be at welterweight. He's a bit undersized. He's not a bad boxer. Like, even outside the power, he'll be a pretty good amateur boxer. This is Craig Ursig. I've watched him once. He was pretty solid. I'd say he'd be a pretty good amateur too. That's Steve Erceg. Steve Erceg. Don't know who this is, but a bowl cut. Davison Figueiredo. Is that him? Think that is. He's not bad neither. I think he'll be a pretty good amateur. Rafael Fiziev, he's just a Muay Thai guy. I haven't seen much from his boxing. I don't know. Justin Gaethje, super bad. Super bad. Ciryl Gane's athleticism, speed, in and out movement, with enough time, he'll translate okay. He'll translate okay. We'll move JDM up to journeyman. And Ciryl Gane being a heavyweight, I might move him up to journeyman. I could see him making splashes within the top 40, top 30. Like the guy Deontay Wilder just fought, Ciryl Gane might beat him. Ciryl Gane dead might beat him. Ian Machado Gary. Really athletic guy. I say he's unemployed. He's really athletic. He's a great kickboxer. This type of build, who is this? I don't know, man. UFC is just AI generating these guys. I know it's not Marvin Vettori. Jamal Hill, be pretty bad. Max, hey. You know what? Out of respect for Max and everything he's done for that company and how tough the guy is, hand speed, stamina, I could see Max with if you give him time to translate. If you just give him 6 months to just translate, I could see Max being a top 30 welterweight on the planet. I'm not mad at that. Was it Dan Hooker? I don't think I watched enough of Dan Hooker. We'll throw him in Saruki. I don't know. I don't know these guys neither. I don't know these guys. John Jones would just be terrible. John Jones has just been notorious for bad boxing. Don't know you. Oh, it's Kai Car France. I haven't watched enough of him. Derek Lewis. Be a okay amateur just because of the power he has, but in totality, he's a pretty bad boxer. Diego Lopez, I don't know. Islam. Be unemployed probably, but he could box really well. He's one of the most complete fighters that company's ever seen. I give him that much. Bryce Mitchell, just trash. Who's this? Marciano Rufi? Marciano Rufi? I don't know. Brandon Moreno, he's just bad. Bilal Muhammad is just bad. Don't know these guys. There's Neil Magny or Jeff Neal, one of the two. Can't remember. Bo Nichols just bad. Usman Nurmagomedov or Usman Makachev, one of the two. I haven't watched enough. I seen him in that one fight. Don't know who he is. Charles Oliveira, just bad. He let Ilya knock him out with one punch. Sean O'Malley's actually going to be a bit higher. Probably make a really good amateur because his hand speed, athleticism, and length. I think Sean O'Malley would be a really solid amateur. Probably be a bit higher. Actually, might be the best guy in the amateur. He might be pushing journeyman, but I like him as an amateur. Ortega's just bad. MVP? His athleticism, man. But he's just naturally a kickboxer. Pantoja, just bad. Sergey Pavlovich is just bad. Alex Pereira is just bad. Patty, another bad boxer. Dustin Poirier. God, what I just dropped. Dustin Poirier would lean more towards unemployed. You know, matter of fact, I give Dustin. I'll give him a. Dustin's not as bad. I'm making him seem. A prime Dustin Poirier could be a really good journeyman, actually. You know what? I'll move Sean O'Malley up to journeyman. Right, I believe all these guys could fight in the top 30 to top 40. Don't know this guy. Yuri Prohaska's really bad, man. Really bad. Who's this? Where's he at? I actually liked him. Shavkat Rakhmonov. I actually liked him. As a boxer, I don't remember him having any key moments in just purely using his hands. Never heard of him. Dominic Reyes is just terrible. But where's Shavkat Rakhmonov at? That was one of the few fighters that could actually make me get up and watch a UFC fight. And what was he at? Welterweight? And now he's just kind of somewhere else. Roundtree's just bad. Yeah, just good Muay Thai. He just got stopped by Prohaska with a left hook, so that's just not a good look. I actually thought Royval was pretty dope. Not a fan of him though. BSD is just bad. I don't even know why I dropped him. BSD. Corey Hagen is coming off of a loss, but I think Corey Hagen would find himself somewhere. He'd find himself somewhere. Anthony Smith, golly. Aljamain Sterling. Sean Strickland is just another bad fighter. Ilya, and it's gonna sound crazy, guys, but I think Ilya become a world-class boxer. Now, it wouldn't be world-class. It'll be a good journeyman. I'll put him closer towards the bottom. Like, the bigger guys are just gonna have more of an advantage because it takes less skill. But Ilya, I think Ilya would be a really good journeyman. I think he would be a top 30, top 40 guy. Tuivasa. Kamaru Usman. I love Usman. He's bad though. Fundamentally, he's not great. Matter of fact, I've seen him actually do some solid work with his hands. I'll put him in unemployed. Is this Cheeto Vera? I've seen him do some solid work with his hands. Why not? Marvin Vittori. Trash. Volk. Trash. Volkov. Trash. Johnny Walker. Trash. Robert Whitaker. Another one. Who is this? I don't know. Petr Yan. The only fighter in which I believe could contend. If you give Petr Yan 6 months to really sit there and lock in and focus on using his hands, I could see a guy in Petr Yan cracking through the 15-ish, maybe. It's hard to really say because, like I said, all these guys do MMA. None of them really have showcased their boxing ability. As a guy who watches boxing every day of his life, when I'm watching Petr Yan, I see a lot of high-level techniques that most MMA fighters don't use or can't use, right? I know Ilya is the big boxer guy and he's knocking everybody out. And that's MMA boxing. If we're talking about translating to an actual ring with 8-ounce, 10-ounce gloves, I think Petr Yan does it better than anybody. I think he could crack into the top 20 of maybe the lightweight, junior lightweight, whatever division. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Let's take a look at what we got here. So, only person I think would contend for a world title. And when I say contend, I just mean top 15. He could fight for a world title. There's a bunch of guys who are, outside the 20, wherever, and fight for a world title. I could see Yan fighting for a title and getting absolutely slaughtered. But he's still a contender. My journeyman, I'm going with Aspinall, JDM, Cyril Gahn, Ilya Topuria, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, Sean O'Malley. Amateur boxers, and these are really good amateurs, by the way. Not Olympic level, but these are really good guys that if you put it to the local American gym, based off of just their sheer athleticism, they would give some of the top amateurs work, right? I mean, Israel Adesanya, Jose Aldo. Is that Jose Aldo? I think it is. Davison Figueiredo, Arnold Allen, Steve Erceg, Josh Emmett, Derek Lewis. The guys that would be okay. Have a couple amateur fights, maybe have a couple pro fights even. Islam, Magomed Ankalaev, Leon Edwards, Jan Blachowicz, Joaquin Buckley, Ian Gary, Brandon Royval, Corey Hagen, Kamaru Usman, and Cheeto Vera. Went blank there. And then my trash list, I just have a bunch of trash. Like, UFC has a lot of bad boxers. Alex Pereira can't keep his hands up. John Jones can't properly defend his chin, really. He can't really fight on the inside in terms of boxing. His boxing defense is just bad. He can't string together combinations fluidly. Bilal Muhammad is just we already know. Kobe Covington can't stop lunging forward. Michael Chandler doesn't do anything right inside the octagon, whether that's grappling, whether that's kickboxing. He just does nothing wrong. Charlo Oliveira's chinny, can't defend his chin. Sean Strickland has no mobility whatsoever. Yeah, the list goes on. These guys are just the worst of the worst. These guys would not get any shake in boxing. These guys, in terms of boxing, could lose to or will lose to any decent amateur 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds. They would more than likely lose to. But that's my UFC tier list, guys. I know we kind of sat there and slandered UFC. That's what we do, man. We hate the UFC over here. So it's all good. It's all good. It's no harsh feelings. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys come back for the next one.